are live. Howdy.
How do?
What's up?
How do?
We got James on there that's not visible right now, but he exists. Let's see if we can turn on names just so they pop up real quick. There's me, there's Colton, and there's James over there on his telephone somewhere in the middle of nowhere. What's going on? How we doing?
Doing well, I reckon. Having a random time. Yeah. I was telling you beforehand, I got thrown a curveball last hour or so of work, so I was trying to blitz and get that done. I got enough done that I can pick it up tomorrow. A good stopping point.
See you blitzed, and here you is. James, how you doing out there? You're muted. Elena is joining us now.
Sorry,
coming
I'm
up on
here.
Stage.
Shalom,
Hi,
Haverim.
Elena. Shalom, Shalom. So who's out there with us in live chat land? Please give us a howdy and a how do ya. And we will get started with Psalm 119. We're doing today 2 sections. That's Resh and Shin. And next week we have 1 section left of Psalm 119. That is for Tav, the end of the alphabet. And we will be throwing in also another Psalm 126, I think. We'll look at it. 121, maybe 121. Anyway, how you guys doing?
Doing well.
Good. Lovely.
There's James.
Indeed. These are our lovely patrons. I went through and updated the list. I'm sorry for whoever had been on there for a while and had not been on the list. I must have missed something. But we got 4 super members. That is Elena, who is here with us. Galen, who I have not seen in a while. Bryce and Jay. Jay, I talked to today. He said that he's got stuff going on, but he'll be joining us shortly. And then we've got 15 standard members. Brilliant. We've got Adel, Colton, who is with us. Aaron, Erwana, that I don't think I've met yet. Eva, James, who is with us. Jonathan Beck, who is going to be with us in a few minutes. He says he'll be about 5 minutes late. Jonathan Santana, Jonathan Leifer, Ken, Mary, Muriel, Nate, Oscar, and Asael. So thank you guys so much. It was really exciting to go through and see all the names that are on there. That's really cool. It's nice to have you guys. Thank you so much. So these are the current courses that we're doing. I won't be showing this slide anymore. This is the last time, just so you know. First hour is our Hebrew reading, Psalms, and whatever we're doing. That's my 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗓. Biblical Hebrew 101 that we're going to be doing second session of today, covering actually lesson 1 in the book. Last week we did some alphabet introduction, and today we're going to close up the alphabet along with looking at vowels and transcription. And then the third hour is readings with question and answer in Hebrew for our Patreon members. So we're looking forward to that. Of course, we can be reached at patreon.com/𝗔𝗡𝗦𝗏. So if you haven't signed up and you want to, we'd much appreciate it. And you're welcome to come over and join us. This is our reading schedule as it stands right now, December 16th. That's today. Actually, for me, it was yesterday. But for you guys, it's today. Psalm 119, Shin and Resh, Resh and Shin. That should have been reversed, but it didn't. December 23rd, Psalm 119, section Tav, and Psalm 121. December 30th, Psalm 136, January 6th, 146, and January 13th, Psalm 150 should close us out as far as the Psalms readings are concerned. But if there's something that burns in your soul from Psalm 119 to the end of the book that you would like to throw in there, please let me know, and we'll try to add that to the schedule before we close out. Like I said at the bottom, we've been in the Psalms since June 24th, so it might be time to start thinking about our next adventure. This is it's already been, it's going to be almost 6 months exactly. 7 months? June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. It'll be 7 months almost by the time we finish the schedule as it's currently sitting and reading in Psalms. So if you think of something, let us know. But if not, we're going to try to choose something probably the beginning of January, just before I turn 45 years old on January 4th. Woo! How's it going out there in Chatland? Let's see what we're missing. Muriel says howdy. That's my favorite way to say hi, besides shalom. And Marcelo says hi. Colton says hi to both of them. And then what's this? That's the name of my art project, 𝗥𝗚𝗦𝗚𝗛. Ah, okay. So Marcelo, that's you on there. How am I supposed to know 𝗥𝗚𝗦𝗚𝗛? 𝗥𝗚𝗦𝗚𝗛 is Marcelo. That's good to know. All right, so here we go. These are the verses we are looking at today. That is 16 verses. And it's a lot to get through. What's that, Elena? Oh, that wasn't Elena? Who was that?
I could start. You want me to start?
Sure,
Yeah,
just a second. Let's pull it.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one to start. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗚𝗛𝗡.
Well, let's take a look at that word. So this is ye. On ye.
ye.
What's the?
Yeah,
if you get rid of, it's on ye. On ye. On ye.
Okay.
If we get rid of the e, then we have on you. On you. That is a consonant cluster, which is a seglet construction. So it reconstitutes itself as e, and then something has to happen here. This reduces. So instead of this, it becomes oni. Oni is affliction.
Okay, so
oni.
On ye.
Yeah, so that's my affliction.
Yeah, my affliction. Okay, 𝗥𝗚𝗦𝗚𝗛𝗡. תורתך לא שכחתי. Look at my affliction and deliver me, because your Torah I do not forget.
Or I haven't forgotten, maybe. What is this word 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘? You said deliver, right?
Deliver. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the idea of removing somebody from danger. Yeah. Yep. We use that 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗧, like if there was a plane crash and the pilot's in the cabin, in the cockpit, you need to 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗡 𝗥𝗚𝗦𝗃, get him out of there. Right. So 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗃 is to get out. Good. See my misery and rescue me, for I do not forget your law. I have not neglected your teaching. Great. 154. Who would be next? Colton or James?
I'll do it.
Yeah.
ריבה ריבי וגלני לאמרתך חייני.
What's that word?
וגלני.
So the u it's by itself, not ug. 𝗥𝗚𝗦𝗚𝗛𝗡.
Oh.
That's vocal. That's vocal.
Okay.
How do I know it's vocal?
Because it's not
long vowel.
A long vowel before it. Yeah, definitely. And this one?
Okay. Do what?
What's the last part of it?
Oh, I mean, I did read it, but לאמרתך חייני.
Great.
Okay. Plead my case and deliver me, or redeem me. Yes, the word. It's a better word, maybe. For your word, let me live.
Okay.
Cause me to live. Yeah.
So this idea of riv is often used in legal situations, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's
Plead
the
my
word.
cause.
It's the word from Deuteronomy where Moses says how if the disputes are too much for me,
We use it today. Lariv means to fight, but that's not exactly what it means there, right? And this is from the 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗚𝗛𝗡. Geula is redemption, right? Geula. Right.
Gael is
Mhm. And this Geula is also the word for what people are waiting for the future. For eschatological redemption is also called Geula. All right.
Gael is
So, James, this one fell on you again.
All right. 𗗥𝗘𝗦𝗡𝗥𝗡𝗢 כי חוקיך לא דרשו. So
you're doing a cotton on that kuf, where you're saying like rachoch. What is rachoch?
חוקיך. Oh, rahok. Oh, okay. Yeah, rahok.
Rahok.
Yeah, rahok. Rahok.
Mm.
Rahok me rashayim Yeshua. Okay, so far away is your salvation from evildoers, because they have not sought your precepts or your laws.
I think you might be confusing this though with Mereim. Mereim are evildoers specifically, but Rishaim is from Rasha, meaning wicked people.
Okay. Yeah.
The movie that's in the theaters now is called Mirshat. Wicked. The movie, like the musical Mirshat. Salvation is far from the wicked. The wicked. Why do they call them wicked? They're shame. Okay. Yeah, it is. Of course, it's from wicked people. Salvation is far. So to be far, you were saying before that this might be instead of the adjective.
Yeah. So the adjective doesn't match Yeshua, which it should. So in gender, so it has been suggested by 𝗕𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗡 that it should be an infinitive absolute instead, and therefore the gender wouldn't have to be marked or designated.
Yeah. So if we were thinking in terms of the actual verbal form, we would expect it to be either rechoka as an adverb, an adjective, rechoka, distant, or as a verb itself, like a stative verb, rachaka. Rachaka. And it's very common, not very common, but it's common enough in the biblical text for an infinitive absolute to replace a finite verb. It can replace an imperative. It can replace a perfect. It can replace basically everything. If anybody wants references on that, we can provide them. So anyway, so I would also read this as an infinitive absolute, and then it doesn't have to agree in gender and number. Great. All right, is this to me now? Rachamecha rabim Adonai, kemishpatecha chayeni. We like to do this chayeni with all kinds of things, right? Le'imratecha, kemishpatecha. Okay, so rachamecha rabim, this is the predicate adjective. Your mercies are great or are many, O Lord. We say, O Lord, because this is second person, and so this has to be vocative, right? It's not like the third person subject of the sentence. According to your judgments, give me life. Preserve my life, give me life, restore my life, anything like that. Your mercies are great, O Lord, preserve my life according to your ordinances. Yeah, looks good. Okay, we're back to Elena.
Okay. Rabim rodpai וצרי מעדבותיך לא נטיתי. A lot of those who chase me, and my enemies, A dot. Okay. From your testimonies, I'm not. I will not turn.
Probably not the future tense, but I don't turn, or I haven't turned away from your testimonies. Nata is nata is nata is generally like to incline, like to turn aside from something. Good. Rodfai is, you said it's pursuers, or was it chase me, something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so it's basically it's rodfim, right? It's rodfim with the suffix of me, right? So it's a participle. We could translate it, many are the ones chasing me and my enemies. But obviously this is a predicate adjective. So in standard English, those who pursue me and my enemies are many.
Okay, I got a question.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what is so it is vetsarai. Is it different from tsorerai?
From what?
Tsorerai. Because it says like you lay the table in front of my enemies. It is neget tsorerai, right? So tsarai and tsorerai. Is it the same as vav and level vav? Same thing?
I think that tsarim, tsarim is the noun, and I would assume that sorer, in this case, sorer would be a participle that's turned, it's functioning like sorerim. It's functioning substantively and meaning the same thing. So it's sorerai. That's what I would assume, but we can look it up if you want. But normally enemies are tsarim, tsarai, tsareno. Good. You want to look it up?
Yeah. So why not?
Yeah.
So just to clear this thing up.
Why am I not got my capital on there? There's one instance of this, so let's look it up. I parses it here. Says that it is a called participle. Yeah, called participle. So I figured. So it's a participle that's functioning substantively. So it means the same thing, but it's just a different form. Yeah. Okay, we are back to Colton, if you would. Unless James, did you go before?
No, I went first.
No, Colton's up. Yeah.
Okay, great. Right.
ראיתי בוגדים ואת 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥 אשר אמרתך לא שמרו.
Just like this one is in pause and it's the stress is thrown forward, the same thing is the case here. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥. Normally it'd be 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥, but it's in pause.
Sure. I have seen traders. I've seen traders, and I am disgusted.
I hate them. I feel nasty towards them, right?
For they do not keep your word.
Or they haven't kept, or something like that. Yeah. So this is obviously 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥. We're going to see another polel expression in a few minutes. This word bagad, livgod, bogdim, boged. It can mean like somebody who does treason, traitor. It can also mean somebody who cheats, like cheats on their lover, their husband or wife. If you cheat on your husband or wife, if you cheat on your wife, you're a boged. You cheat on your husband, you're bogedet, right? And you can boged be mishu, be someone. Like when you say who you cheat on, boged be. He bagda bibala. She cheated on her husband. So it's followed by be. All right. I see the treacherous and I feel disgust because they don't heed your word. They don't heed it, meaning they don't keep it. I've seen traitors and loathed them because they don't keep your word in mind. They don't keep it in mind. They forget it. Okay.
Yep. Just might mention that this is one of the later, it's one of those weird uses of a share that comes up more in later text for
where share means because.
Yeah.
Good. It does happen in 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗡𝗏.
An interesting.
A lot.
I was going to say an interesting point on that verse is that that word, 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗏, that root is translated in the Septuagint as this idea of melting, and that's the same word from the last week's psalm that was used for refining, talking about the word of God is refined to the utmost. So it's just interesting that it's, that was just last section and now it's used.
I thought that was our word tzaruf.
Yeah, exactly. So both in Hebrew, but in Greek, the word that is used in both places that connects them together. So it's just an interesting.
Nice. It's amazing that reading through these chapters, I'm committing a lot of the words to it. It's really great. I love it. All right, James, here we go.
All right, so 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗩𝗘.
You did it again.
𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗩𝗘. Yeah. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗩𝗘. Adonai k'chastecha chayeni. So see that I have loved your statutes. I saw this as kind of a purpose. Why is he asking God to see it? Is because, O Lord, that you would have, or that you would sustain me, or grant me life according to your faithfulness, or your kindness, however you want to take it.
Somebody came up with a good word for it the other day. Did you
loyal love or something? What was it?
Loyal love.
Something like that. I don't remember.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. If we
that's kind of funny. See, it says considers. I think that's because the S represents a textual note, and it's supposed to be like a raised up. What do you call it? Superscript. Let's see if I can find what that is, and I'll fix it. Like I imagine it's supposed to be like this. If you can see that, hold on, right there. It's supposed to be like that, where S is the letter for the note at the bottom. But we'll get rid of that. Consider that I love your precepts, because it's an imperative, right? See that I love your precepts. Oh Lord, according to your loyal love, there we go. Preserve my life. Great. Oh, you guys can't see it because I was. Once you edit the PowerPoint, it doesn't like you have to push next.
Yeah, it was there is a note right there. AS is the footnote for the note. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. All right. Who is next?
You are.
That would be me. Yeah. ראש דברך אמת, ולעולם כל משפט צדקך. ראש דברך אמת. The head of your word is truth. Which probably means like if the head is the chief part, then the essence of your word is truth.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the verse being some, so I was curious how you get from Rosh to some, from Rosh to some.
Because the Rosh is the chief. We would say Ikar. Ikar is the word used in modern Hebrew, like Ikar Dvarcha, the essence, the main point of it.
Is that the same word? Is Ikal the same as farmer, or is that a different spelling?
That's Aleph Kaf Resh.
Okay.
But so this is farmer. and this is
Oh,
𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗡.
ayin. Okay. Well, ayin and kof.
𝗥𝗘𝗦. Yeah. The whole of your word is truth, and your every judgment endures forever. Your every righteous judgment is forever. All of your righteous judgment is forever. Yeah. All right. Next, Elena. You get this radaf again. You had last time rodafai, right? I can't hear you. Maybe you're muted. I think
Okay,
you're muted.
yeah, I'm here. Sarim redaf. Okay, redafuni hinam umidvarcha pahad libi.
This is ktiv and this is kri. Just saying.
Yeah. Umidvarcha pahad libi. Okay. So princess pursue me.
Chinam.
Without a cause.
Right. Chinam you normally understand as like free, right? So like without money, but in this case it means without cause.
Okay.
So what do you associate with chinam without cause? There are two expressions. One starts with
baseless hatred. No.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's about the third temple, the second temple. Yeah. Okay.
The second temple says it was destroyed because of sinat chinam, baseless hatred for no reason. But what we try to counter it with is ahavat chinam. That is free love. Love that is not conditioned, right?
Okay. Could it be grace?
Free love.
Could it be grace?
Well, we normally think of this in terms of people to people.
Okay.
Just like sinat chinam is, a man to his fellow. They hate each other without any reason. We want to show love without somebody demanding it or even deserving it.
So how did you say it? It was ahavat hinam?
Ahavat chinam. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Maybe it's a hippie expression. I don't know.
Oh.
That word in the Septuagint is 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗧𝗏, which is the same word from Galatians, where it says, "Then Christ would have died for nothing had he."
Yes. Oh, it's not Galatians. It's 1 Corinthians 15. That if Christ be not raised, then he died in
Galatians
vain.
also.
No, right. Galatians. Sorry, hold on. Galatians does say. 1 Corinthians 15 says, "If Christ be not raised, you're still in your sins." Galatians, what does it say? He died for nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Paul's argument in this. I think it's second chapter in the end of it, or possibly.
If righteousness comes from the law, then Christ died for nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, when you go to Greek, you lose me. Okay, so it's Greek for me. So okay, princess, pursue me without a cause, and from your word, my heart is in awe of your word. My heart is in awe because of your word. No.
It could also mean trembling, like pachad. Right? Could be like it's shaking, trembling. We want to talk about the vocalization of this word, radaf. Radaf, I'm going to go ahead and put this. We normally say radfu, right? Radfu. They chased, they pursued, they persecuted, right? When you add the ni ending, which is me, right? We need to go back to the historical vocalizations. Radafu, radfu. Now the stress is here. The stress has been pulled. So that makes this the near syllable and this the distant syllable. So near lengthens, and distant reduces. Right.
Well, it is
So we've got
pretonic, right?
𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗡𝗦. What's that?
Pretonic. It becomes
Yeah,
pretonic.
this is
Mhm.
pretonic. It lengthens, and propretonic reduces. It's not just
Reduce.
propretonic. It's anything that's distant tries to reduce, if it can. Okay, so 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘 becomes 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘. Great. My heart trembles because of your word, or at your word, from your word. And the ktiv is from your words. All right. Next, back to Colton. What this should remind you of a noun, by the way, just real quick.
Sazon.
This noun.
Sasanoki al imrateja. Kemotse shalarav.
And shalal reminds you of Isaiah chapter 9.
Yep. I rejoice.
Maya
I rejoice according to your word. I am rejoicing.
Or I rejoice at your word
Yeah.
because of it.
Yeah, because that's a good one. As or for maybe.
Like
For,
you rejoice like
okay.
somebody.
Okay. As finding much booty, treasure.
Yeah. So you could say like a man who finds.
Yeah.
I am
As
happy
one who finds.
about your word, like someone who finds a great booty. Something like that. Yeah. Great spoil.
Couldn't think of the word spoil at the time.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Nothing weird there. James.
Okay. Shekel saneti 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗡𝗦 toatecha. Oh, sorry. toatecha 𝗥𝗡𝗩𝗘. So
these are opposites, right?
Yeah, we have a negative positive contrast here. Falsehood, I have hated and abhorred, you could say, or found abominable, something like that. I have loved your law on the positive side.
Yeah.
What's the
𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗡𝗦 remind you of?
Toeva, abomination.
Toeva. Toeva, normally translated as abomination. Toeva. Great. It is related to the PL verb letaev, which is what we have going on here. Letaev. It means to abhor or detest. Letaev. Good. Toeva. So, falsehood I hated and abhorred, detested. Good. But I love your law. Good. Brilliant. Okay, this one says, Sheva bayom hilalticha. Hilalticha, lehalel. Hallelujah. Al mishpatei tzidkecha. We had before kol mishpat tzidkecha. We had before. Sheva here, when it says Sheva bayom, 7 in the day, it means 7 times a day. Sheva be'amim bayom, 7 times. 7 times a day, I praise you. Hilalticha is the past, but it means nomen. I praise you 7 times a day for your righteous judgments. Like this is more than Muslims pray. Muslims pray 5 times, but he says he prays 7 times. When he says I praise you 7 times a day, you would think that means that he. We talk about in Judaism keva. Keva is it's a fixture. It's something that's fixed. Likboa is to fix. Likboa. So when you fix something, you make it like a routine. So the Mishnah says, make your Torah keva. And it means when you, like your Torah study, do it as a fixed thing in your day. So this is saying that he prays God. He praises God 7 times a day. That is a lot when you think if that's a time of prayer. Jews, as a rule, pray 3 times a day, as prescribed by the number of sacrifices in the temple. Just so you know. All right. Elena.
שלום רב לאוהבי תורתך, ואין למו מכשול.
למו.
אוקיי, ואין למו מכשול. Great peace to those who love your law, and no, not to those who stumble. Causes.
ואין למו מכשול. It's the lamo is referring still back to אוהבי תורתך. So Shalom Rav לאוהבי תורתך. This means those who love your Torah have great peace. The le means they have it. Those who love your Torah have great peace, and they have no stumbling block. The lamed here is possession.
You sure?
Let's see what the translations say, but yeah. Great peace is for those who love your law. It's for them, it belongs to them.
Yeah, okay.
And they don't have cause for stumbling. They don't have a stumbling block. Mikshol. Yeah. I want to mention this, first of all. This guy doesn't know Hebrew. Okay, whatever. Despise will be in bed in translation. That doesn't mean anything to me at all. Actually, toeva comes from the word ta'u ba. Not ba with aleph, ba with hey. The rabbis say that toeva comes from the word they made a mistake by doing it. They made a mistake in it. And the ba is feminine. It's not ba like he comes. So it's great to know that you think that folk etymology is the same thing as actual meanings of words, but sorry, that's not really true. It's not true. It doesn't come from that. It's just fun that it sounds like that. All right. So, Colton, if you take 166, please. Notice this starts with seen and not she.
Yeah, I mean, they don't know the word either.
You should. It was in a previous episode.
Well,
we did have it, yeah.
Sabarati lishuatecha Adonai, umitzvotecha asiti.
Yeah, yichalti. So you could think like that. Synonym. Yichalti.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Yichalti.
Hope or wait for.
Yeah, I should know that.
And there we had the noun. We had the noun sever.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have waited for your salvation, O Lord, and your commandments. Yeah, your commandments I have done.
Yeah. Great, fantastic. Just to close it out for the guy, the Yosef guy, because he's saying Torah means, it doesn't mean law, it means teachings. Okay, we get you, whatever. We're not interested in sectarian religious stuff. We're talking about the language and not what you believe or anything else. So if you keep on with this nonsense, I'm just going to get rid of you. You're annoying. Sorry, that's it. All right, next we are back to James.
Okay. Shamra nafshi elotecha ve'ochavim me'od. So my soul has kept your testimonies, and I have loved them greatly.
Yes. What is this? 𝗥𝗚𝗦𝗡𝗥.
So
You translated it just right.
yeah, I have loved them with the object on the end.
Mm-hmm. Okay, if we get rid of M, what is
Hey.
𝗚𝗦𝗡𝗥? 𝗥𝗚𝗦𝗡𝗥,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Love. I love.
𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗡𝗥. 𝗔𝗕𝗦𝗜𝗧𝗏.
Mm-hmm.
𝗥𝗚𝗦 is not ve'ohev. It's not loving as a participle. It's ohav is the future. I will love. So 𝗥𝗚𝗦 is I have loved. Right? Vav consecutive. 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗡𝗥. So I have loved. It's the same as ahavti. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be clear that it's not a participle.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those 5 verbs that when you get the aleph for the first person singular in the future, it becomes o.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Colton tried to remind me of all these words the other day. Omal, what was that? There was one that was weird that we didn't. The rest of them were common, but there was one that was.
Let's just get rid of this guy. Goodbye. There we go. He's gone. Great. My soul heeds your testimonies or is kept, right? And I love them exceedingly. I love them. It's like a heartbeat. I have loved them. Great. 168 is me. Shamarti fikudecha, the pay because of the vowel. Shamarti fikudecha ve'edotecha kihol drachai negdecha. Negdecha, it has to not be read as modern Hebrew. Modern Hebrew would mean against you. Against, like ani negdecha, I am against you. But that's not what it means. In the Bible, it means before you. Like lefanecha. So I have kept your edicts or decrees or whatever, and your testimonies. For all of my ways are before you, which means basically you can see everything I've done, right? Everything I've done is in front of you. You can see it all. I heed your precepts and testimonies because all my ways are before you. That's what we're going for. Great. Wow. That's the end? That was quick. Whoa. I was kind of annoyed by that guy over there trying to throw religious stuff into it. Like, you can have your religion, but don't tell people they're stupid because they don't believe things that you believe. That's not something we allow. Fantastic. And he's basically calling me stupid, which doesn't make any sense. All I'm doing is reading Hebrew, and it's right. Yeah. So that is the end of our presentation. Is there anything, since we have 15 minutes, that's quite a lot. Is there anything you guys would like to go over? Maybe we could talk about where we're going next now that we're done. We're going to be done with Psalm 119.
I've got a question. So
Sure.
are we restricted to the Old Testament, or we also can take New Testament in Hebrew translation, like there's
New Testament Hebrew, like the Hebrew New Testament, is something that we do together, but we read it on Discord. It's not something we're doing on YouTube.
Okay.
But it is something that we read. Right, Colton? Right, James? We read it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just, in the last couple of weeks, randomly in different places, was given 2 New Testament translations. Like they're the same translation, but different bindings.
Mm-hmm.
And it is something that I enjoy reading. And I don't mind reading it with people if they want to, but I don't know if we're going to throw it up because it's modern Hebrew, and we're kind of focused on biblical Hebrew. But I don't know.
I have a beautiful Ďeľič gospel. I think you're muted, Colton.
Sorry. I always like telling people about Ďeľič just because it's easier. It's an easier gateway into non-biblical Hebrew, but biblical Hebrew kind of thing.
I don't enjoy reading it. I enjoy the one from from the Bible Society in Israel.
Yeah.
I like it. Like for me, it just feels like
Well,
easier
for
reading.
Hebrew speaker, that might be the case, but for people who are learning biblical Hebrew and they want something, and if it's just also like just learn the Greek is what I would tell them to do. But like if they just want the extra thing to read, the practice, something that they're familiar with, I think Ďeľič is a good option for people, especially people just starting out reading real text.
Well, for English speakers, I think that the 𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗘 is like the King James, and the one from the Bible Society is like the NIV. It's like
Yeah.
But yeah, great. So we are going to finish Psalm 119 next week and read 121, and then we've got 3 more Psalms that we're going to be reading until January 14th, I think. What is something you guys would be interested in picking up after Psalms? Like I personally would like to go back to narrative.
Yeah.
But I'm open.
You mean like historical?
Like Lamentations. Yeah, I was thinking like Samuel or Kings.
Yeah. I always like reading in 1 Samuel. So 1 Samuel has a lot of textual oddities, especially at the beginning of 1 Samuel. So that's always fun for that sake.
I would love to compare 1 Samuel chapter 1 in Hebrew and Greek, like the Septuagint versus the...
No.
Because that is fascinating. The changes that were made are very interesting.
I think it also might be interesting if we did like the way finding where the parallels between Samuel and Kings and Chronicles and like reading some of those side by side. That's always a fun way to do stuff. So Jason's probably noticed that like I tend to like to read the stuff like in contrast with other versions. So like one of the things I'm doing for Biblingo right now is, or I'm going to be doing in the next couple of weeks, is reading New Testament quotations of the prophets and then the prophets right beside of them in both the Septuagint and the Masoretic text in the Hebrew. Yeah. And then, and same thing with some of the, so I think that's fun to see that interpretive history like come to life that way, or what we now is being called
intertextuality.
Well, yeah, it's that, but reception history. That's what the buzzword in.
Well, I think that if we want to attract more people, we better not go into these comparisons of languages or text.
Yeah, I don't think everybody's going to be interested in Greek.
So
we can't expect. I think Jonathan would abandon us.
More like specialty. So how about
I'm not saying
Ecclesiastes?
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, there are 2 books that always sit under my hand, and that is the Nestle Aland 28 and the VHS. These 2 are always right here at hand.
Oh, that's the same thing.
Yeah, look at that. Always those 2 are right there with me. Yeah, the Septuagint is a lot of fun. I wish we could spend time in that, but it is a Hebrew channel. It's a Hebrew channel.
Let's
I just meant if we do. I'm just saying any kind of intertextuality, even between Chronicles and Kings and Samuel, would be a fun way to do it, since that's what we have the most.
The parallel passages.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not something that I would want to spend time preparing, but if you want to put together parallel passages side by side, if you want to do that, then we could look at them.
Tis a thing we could do every once in a while. Yeah.
Tis. Jonathan said he'd be 5 minutes late. I wonder if he's going to be here for the next session.
Saying that he wouldn't be here till 6.
Did he send something saying he wouldn't be here till 6? I didn't see it.
The Facebook chat.
Was somebody saying something that I missed?
I think somebody's baby is trying to.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, Jonathan. He says, I'll be there by 6. I'll stay for a third hour tonight. Ooh, third. It'll be second. All right. Well, if that's the case, we will be talking especially on Discord about directions and what we can throw together. If you guys are not aware, we are more active on Discord than anywhere else. 𝗥𝗚𝗦𝗘𝗥𝗡.com/Discord. You can get the link that will bring you to our server. It's free. Please come and join us. We enjoy it. Colton, you enjoy it. We enjoy it. And that's about it. We've got 9 minutes until we start our second session on the Hebrew alphabet for beginners. That will be, you can come on the Hebrew Cafe or youtube.com/the Hebrew Cafe, and then you can look there and get a link under the live tab, so that you can see where we're going next. For if you're not on Patreon, if you are on Patreon, then you've got the link to StreamYard. You've got links to everything. So come and join us in 9 minutes, and we'll start our beginning biblical Hebrew course again, the second session.
In other words,
and it promises to be good.
We'll be back.
We'll be back. All right, we'll see you guys in a few minutes.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Elena. Thanks, James. Thanks, Colton.
Let's have
Thank
some
you.
coffee.
See you.